The Ravens obviously have been perennial good and great at times. Their fans are starting to get antsy, it sounds like. Who's going to win the AFC North, you think, Coach?
Baltimore.
All right.
Hands down.
Hands down.
Hands down. Why is that?
I think they're the best team in the NFC North. I mean, AFC North, they got a good coaching staff. They got Lamar. They're scoring points out the butt. And that defense is going to come back. Sooner they're going to get those guys back. They're not going anywhere. And I think a game like this sometimes can galvanize a team like, hey, they embarrassed the shit out of us at our place, playing our style ball. This ain't happening again.
Yeah, it could be a lot to pull from, I think, if you're a coach, right? I would assume. There's a lot of questions about John Harbaugh. I mean, anytime they lose a game, obviously there's a lot of conversation about everything around there. And John Harbaugh's name gets mentioned a lot in it, because of the amount of double-digit leads and then losses and yada, yada. But they're in it every single year. Is this the year that they can figure out how to rally from this point and maybe a 1-3 start? There's a chance that is around the corner here.
I mean, this game on Sunday, it's obviously still very early, but this could be the kind of game where it's like the trajectory of both teams changes completely based on who wins and who loses that game.
Chiefs, Ravens.
Yeah.
Both 1-2.
Right.
What are you going to do? I don't know what the stats are exactly. We're trying to pull them. 1-3 teams, I have no idea what the stories are. I assume it's pretty similar to the other shitty. That is such a first quarter. You talk about the season in 4 quarters. Now it's 17 games, so it's 4 quarters, obviously, and a bonus in there. But it's starting out that big of a deficit, depending upon what division you're in, because there's a couple divisions that are shite, but there's a couple other that are very good. That's a long way back. Like Cincinnati Bengals last year, they put themselves in such a hole. Then they got hot late, remember? Mm-hmm. And it was just like a never-ending supply. So even if you have a very good team, which all these teams on rosters, in theory, should be good teams that we talk about in the championship thing, but it's still sometimes too much. Sometimes early you kind of find yourself in a hole too much. In the AFC North, though, I don't know what those holes are going to look like. I don't know what the rest of that's going to look like. Lamar being so nasty through the sky just does not get enough praise because the entire conversation is how good of a runner he is. Remember, running back. Mm-hmm. He's a running back playing quarterback. Coming through the combine in the draft process, hey, you ever think about maybe running some routes for us? Just want to kind of see you think, no, I'm a quarterback. The only guy that really believed in himself alongside his mom, who was acting as his agent and manager, I think still the only ones publicly basically saying, no, he's quarterback, he's quarterback, he's quarterback. Everybody else was like, he should be open to maybe trying to get on the field too at some places. Like that was a real convo because of how insanely fast, athletic, quick, and elusive he is as a runner with the ball. He's just a different level of athlete. And then now that he's become the best passer, is what the passer rating judgment says. You can obviously put a bunch of arms up there and say, hey, who's the best arm user? Who's the best passer? All that shit. Who has the strongest arm? I don't know if he wins every single one. But passer rating, some of these throws he was making last night were just filthy. And then he makes the next one. Mm-hmm. And then the next one. And then the next one. I think that's the difference between good and great, right? Is totally. Making the throws on a consistent level.
He's always been able to spin it. Even back at Louisville, he could spin it now. And I compared him a lot to Michael Vick coming out. And Mike could spin it too, but Lamar was more accurate when Mike coming out. Now they're both running 4.2, and the legs were obviously their go-to. And but Lamar can spin it as good as anybody in the league right now.
Yeah, right now he was. Fadeaway shots, big shots, deep shots, cross shot. Every throw is just looking natural, and I think whenever you have good arm talent, you can probably make that like one. And then the next one's going to be a miss.
Aaron.
And then there's going to be a little inconsistency. There's going to be like a behind. It was like every throw was right where it was supposed to be. And it's like, I feel like that's what like Peyton, Tom, I assume Aaron, all the like high-level throwers are like every throw needs to be in the perfect spot. Lamar's at that point. The fact that he has held himself to that standard to work to become to that level of thrower when he could just rely, he would be a fucking Hall of Fame quarterback just with his legs and what he was able to do with his arm. The fact that he put in the work, clearly throwing the ball to become this passer, it's like so much respect for everything going on over there.
Well, and that's what's weird when you bring up like the fourth quarter, stats for the Ravens with them blowing leads and everything. Like Lamar almost seems like if you could create someone to kind of salt a game away in the fourth quarter, it'd be a guy like Lamar. He can make every single throw. Like if there's ever a 3rd and long, it's like, hey, there's a good chance if he needs to, like he can get us 17 yards. He can pick up a long first down. And then not to mention Derrick Henry, too. Like, you would think that two-headed attack right there, like, that's what salts away games. And for whatever reason, it's just not. It hasn't been working.
What the hell's going on with Derrick Henry?
Yeah.
We know how strong he is.
Yeah.
I'm one of Derrick Henry's actual biggest fans, just because, just like Cam Newton, when you see somebody that is just not supposed to, like, clearly their body type is not supposed to be able to do the job that it's doing, you can't help but just marvel, like, holy shit, he is so big, so strong, so fast, so durable.
Yeah.
All the so manys that you want to have that is good. This is not who he is, though.
No.
They say once a fumbler, always a fumbler. That's what football people say. Now, I had a run that was rule of fumble. I'd like to say I was Dahn.
Sure.
Because the wrist bone and the hip.
Right.
That's Dahn.
Today's NFL.
Yeah, Ed Hockley didn't let it. And so I have a documented fumbler, and I think I do have good ball security.
ref.
But that ref, one of the greats, certainly fucked that one up. But he is one of the greats. We would like him to potentially be in New York running a lot of things, which we could potentially talk about later. But why is it started? Does it just what do you think it is? And now guys know, though, right?
Yeah.
This becomes something you guys put a bullseye on defense.
Yeah, so all the good things, the one, bad, it's how big he is. It does give a bigger surface, and it is easier to kind of hit that ball. And this was just a great play, too, by Aiden coming from behind, because Derrick never sees him, so he's not tucking it. We saw Tiki Barber switch it up, kind of have whatever point through his career going super high and tight. Some runners, I think I heard either Shannon Sharp talking about Emmett. He was a left-handed ball carrier type of guy, so no matter where he was going, he was always going to have the ball in his left hand. So maybe it's some of those things. Some people are talking about maybe it's the sleeves, but I sent in something, I think Yahoo or somebody put in, his fumbles by quarter. Because, fumbles, we've seen running backs get benched, not to see the field anymore. Obviously, that's not going to happen with Derrick. But when you're in the fourth quarter of a game, we all saw the prime time against the Bills. They had the game in hand, fumbled it. And then last night again. I don't know. It's definitely in his head. You saw him on the sideline, absolutely beside himself. You rarely see him show that type of emotion. So it's in his head now, and it's definitely a red dot for defenses now. You're going to be targeting. We know how prevalent the punch-out is league-wide, so everybody's going to be targeting the ball right now. But that number right there is staggering. First quarter, 4 fumbles, second quarter, 3, third quarter, 2, and then fourth quarter, to Todd's point, when you are trying to run the clock out, they always have these two scored leads. 10 fumbles in the fourth quarter, that you can't have that.
Coach B.A., what are you saying to him? Because obviously your offense depends on him having success as well. So it's not like you can just say, hey, you fumbled again, I'm going to take you out completely. Or is that something you have to say? I don't think you can say that to Derrick Henry, though, especially on that.
No, not at all. I think it's something that, hey, let's look at how it happened. It's a backside punch out, but he had it high and tight. All right? He actually had it up here when it got punched out. I don't want him running with two hands on it. That's for damn sure. Just keep doing what you're doing, and let's protect it better. Keep working at it, and I'm not harping on it because I don't want it to happen again. I don't want you thinking about it.
Let's not focus on this thing. Okay, we got a lot of good runs too. Okay, yeah, we need to certainly. The ball's a program now. We need to certainly take care of that, but it does. Maybe there's some misfortune too to it.
3 for 3.
Yeah,
that's tough. That's
3 for
tough.
3 is tough.
but there's got to be there's some misfortune to it.
Of course.
Still. Even that.
Because if that punch hits his arm, which Aiden Hutch has been training, hey,
He has.
he has been training. He's been dancing too. He's been doing a lot of things.
Oh, yeah.
I seen him dancing.
He was dancing.
all over the place.
Hutch?
Hutch was dancing.
Basically naked.
I didn't see that.
What video did you watch?
He was. Okay. And that's why he can punch the ball out.
No, yeah, shave the arms, the whole thing. I get what you're saying, but no, I think he has been working possibly, and that's a good thing to get good at.
Yeah.
Darius Leonard was here when he was playing great football. That guy was all over the place. I think he talked about taking actual boxing classes and working on his punch, and that became a real weapon for him.
Mm-hmm.
He was punching one out every game, basically.
The peanut punch.
Yeah, the peanut punch.
Pagano.
Then Chuck Pagano made a video on,
Pagano
listen,
punch.
when you deliver this punch, we want guys to come from here. You can't be doing this. And all of a sudden, Peanut got a little bit offended. Is this guy saying he fucking created it?
Yeah.
I got to check on Chuck.
Chuck Pagano's in a bad spot right now. A couple tough work.
Figure it out, Chuck.
Yeah, but you saw his guy. We talked about it last night. I sent it in the group text. One of his safeties sacrificed his body, saw an outside shoulder,
You're right.
so that his brother could make a tackle. That is Chuck Pagano losing his mind right there. Love everything about a sacrifice you hear, proper shoulder, proper everything you're doing this.
That's a full sellout right there. Brian Branch had one too, which was a great play. Threw a penalty on it, bullshit, but great play. That's an unbelievable play right there.
Marlon Humphrey, who chased down David Montgomery, too, doing both things.
Raven fans are not too happy with old Marlon right now.
We got Kevin O'Connor.
Throw away the podcasting equipment.
Thanks
Sick
a
of
lot.
it.
There is a time and a place for all things, we believe.
Yeah.
True.
You know, and as somebody that was lucky enough to kind of work on second career while first career was happening, there was quite a balance of like, hey, now he's much different than me, obviously, vastly. All these guys that have actual podcasts in play now are vastly different than who I was. A fucking punter, okay? So I'm 3 shanks away from getting cut regardless, let alone having a personality. So I very much knew like, hey, we can't be like Lamar on every throw. The reason why I noticed, because I would hit 3 good punts, 4th one would be bad, okay? 3 good punts, maybe 4 good punts, 5th one would be bad. There was like always a shank coming or a miss coming. Once you start getting a little bit louder, you know, a little bit of a platform and drawing some, let's say, attention to yourself. Yeah, we can't be having the 3 out of 4.
Gotta eliminate that one.
We gotta, you cannot be the liability ever. This can never come. So for me, that changed how I actually had to operate completely. And if I had a terrible game or if we lost or something, you gotta read that balance too. We talked about Micah with this.
Yeah.
Whenever he was with the Cowboys, it's like I respect and appreciate that Micah wants to build something, but also there's a time and a place, you know, to do it. You gotta kind of feel that out. But in the modern world, a lot of these guys potentially leaving a lot of money on the table if they don't kind of activate their own NIL while all these college kids are doing it as well. It's just you got to find a balance, you know, because people don't want to hear shit.
Yeah.
Okay? We don't want to hear shit from you, okay, unless we're winning games. You got to remember why they're there, too. People are listening to you right now because you are a member of the team that you are a part of. So if team's not doing good, they don't care. And that's just a fact of the matter.
Without a doubt.
That is. Now, some guys, I think, have built their own brand outside of their team pretty good. Travis Kelce, obviously. And by building brand, I mean just notable. And he had so many shows. Mahomes, I think there's a couple guys. Yeah. Lamar, I think, obviously. Like actual influencers.
Yeah.
Josh
Allen. A lot of the quarterbacks.
Yeah, but not all of the quarterbacks.
Not all of them, no.
Yeah, but a lot of the quarterbacks are bigger or can sustain their brand without a team.
Correct.
But everybody else, basically, and I am definitely the most part of this, the people are listening to you because of the team that you're on. So you just got to remember that whenever you're kind of balancing talking to them and your team stinks.
Yeah, without a doubt. And then the flip side of that is if he picks off Patrick Mahomes 2 times, people are going to be like, we need an episode right now, tonight. Let us know what you saw. You know what I mean?
Bingo, just ride it.
Yeah, exactly.
If I was a player nowadays with how many deals you guys are offered and shit like that, I would say don't agree to like a guaranteed release date for each show.
Need X amount every week or whatever.
Yeah, don't do that. Just give them a 10 of them. We'll do 10 of them, and then you hope you get 10 wins, or maybe you drop 2 in 1 week after then you can just do it in a positive way, as opposed to these agents who are super geniuses. I got you some real comfortable options here. You're going to need to make one every Monday and Wednesday. They're going to pick the best of that. That's every game. And they're going to want you to be authentic whenever you lose. You know, that's part of the podcast. It's raw. It's genuine. You know, people don't get to see that. So we want 2 of those, each one every single week. It's like, in theory, sounds good because it's a guarantee and it's comfortable. But in the reality is whenever you lose and you got to do that, it's going to fucking suck. And everybody is going to tell you that you suck because of what you're doing. So, hey, we're in transition era.
Exactly.
We're in a transition era right now. We're figuring it all out right now. We're figuring it all out.